I'm Chris Murray.
And I'm Harry Hayden.
And this is the Flat Track Podcast. Hey, how are we?
Yeah, good.
Good week?
Yeah, good week. Except from
England being crap,
finally dipped by Australia.
Yeah,
I mean, the
horrendous.
writing was on the wall after the second test, wasn't it? But
Well, yeah, it was. We knew it'd end up 4-1 in the end, didn't we? We said it last week, we'd get beat.
my prediction came true though. Joe Root 150 runs more than any other English batter.
Well, I wasn't too sure. I was looking at going, did Crawley not end up only about 90 behind him? He was still the best, but he was like 90. I think he was maybe about 100 ahead.
After 𝗘𝗶𝗀𝗄𝗏 got his second 100 of the 150 of the series, I sort of just put my prediction to bed.
Yeah, sort of
forgot about it. Tried to forget about it. Yeah.
So we've had some very, very good feedback on the podcast over the last couple of weeks.
We have. Thank you to the subscribers.
Oh yeah, that started to go up. So this week we've once again delved into Bolton cricket, but we've allowed somebody to grace us from further up Brangy Road. Yeah. You know, we might get moaned at off our own members for this, to be fair. Yeah. So we've got Wisden Club Cricket Hall of Famer. Yeah. Bolton Cricket League leading wicket taker. All time.
Get that in.
Yep. I think
get that in.
Did it in final season, I think, as well. And an ex-professional footballer. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Greenmount's Mark Stewart.
Welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me, chaps.
No.
Pleasure to have you on, sir.
Yeah. I'm honoured.
Well,
so, go on.
Well, obviously, I got in touch with you a couple of weeks ago about coming on. I spoke to 𝗘𝗶𝘀𝗶𝘀 and everything and thought, yeah, Stewie'd be a good one to have on. He'll have some stories. And I did a bit of research, and when I looked at it, I was like thinking, I didn't realise that you'd were Bolton Cricket League all-time leading wicket taker, and you did it in the last season of Greenmount being in the Bolton League.
48, I think I were.
Off?
No, that was how old he was.
Oh, really?
So old I were.
Yeah.
And I think I needed 48 actually.
Yeah.
Something like that, and I ended up with 100.
Yeah, ended up with 109 wickets last season. Absolutely smashed it. I looked at it and just went, that's absolutely class, that.
Boring, isn't it?
No, it's mega. How many is it? Do you know exactly how many it is?
1600 plus. I can't remember.
I think it's like 1604 or something like that.
But you know, you got to remember that them are the days where you could bowl 25 overs, and if you're fit, you can do 25 overs. Yeah. So a lot of averages say you're going to get half the wickets, don't they? You're going to get 5. Yeah. Nowadays, what's the limit now? You can bowl 9, 10. What? All of them.
Yeah. In the James Shell, it's
not too bad.
It's 15 overs. Is it 15 and then 2 13s or something like that?
No, three 15s and then find another bowler for the 5 overs.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's not too bad, I suppose. But I could bowl 25, and we used to do it regularly to bore people to death. Yeah. It was boring, really, but
it's always like
play to win, don't you?
Yeah, that's always one of the things I remember. My dad, like watching him, and he'd still be bowling. Like, is he still bowling? Yeah. And he'd be just all the way through. And
you always used to look at it and go, oh, it'd always be like when I was a lot younger, looking at going, somebody'd open with a seamer, and then they'd have a left arm spinner that just bowled 25.
Yeah, well, and pairs, innit? You got in pairs. I mean, there were me at one end and Phil Eaton at the other later on. And then I just had some good pros, brilliant pros at Greenmount who were left-arm spinners, and we always went for a batter left-arm spinner, really. Yeah. There were some belters.
Yeah. Because you won the treble, didn't you?
Did you mention treble?
I knew it were coming. Yeah. I knew it were coming. Friend at Pod always used to talk about it, Keegan.
Yeah. 2011.
Yeah.
I can't believe that is 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I can't believe it. But the treble.
That was the final on Old Trafford.
Yeah. Final on Old Trafford against Walkden out of Bolton League.
Feisty then, good
playing that. But I've played in it three times, 4 times final, 3 or 4 times.
Wow. Do you remember who against?
We got hammered. Well, we didn't get hammered. But we played at Old Trafford against Bootle, and the team that Bootle had was like
superstars.
I don't know if you know Snellgrove.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Snellgrove? 𝗘𝗶𝘀𝗶𝘀 Senior, 𝗘𝗶𝘀𝗀 Junior. Yeah. Graham Lloyd.
Yeah.
Graham Lloyd. Itchmower, I don't know if you know him. Then there were Chris Sainsbury, who used to pro in Bolton League as an Aussie. Ronnie Davis, you know Ronnie. Yeah. He were playing. It were ridiculous, the team. Yeah. Anyway, they beat us. I got 4 for 26.
Love a plug.
Yeah, go on.
4 for 26. Thanks for asking about that.
I was going to ask you how you did.
Yeah, they got 200 and odd,
Yeah.
and we were 100 and I don't think we only got about 160 chasing or something.
Did you get any
something
with
like that? I got about 20 actually with that.
Could hold it,
but,
couldn't you?
but I run one at lads out. You know, his first time on Old Trafford, I run him out. He weren't happy.
No, can you imagine?
Sorry, Bokes.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
Without facing a ball, or?
No, he got a few, but he weren't happy. He
No,
went fucking
no.
ape shit. Yeah.
It's a good thing it's a long walk
Yeah.
from walking from middle of Old Trafford to change.
Do you know
room.
what?
Well, they changed wicket round now, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's other way at wicket now.
I think it makes it worse, the longer walks. You just get angrier and angrier as you get closer and closer to the dressing room.
But yeah, 3 times. One we didn't play. We played at Liverpool. That's a nice ground.
Yeah, it's
But
nice.
it rained off, so we had a toss up and ended up playing 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 Greenmount in final. It's just not the same, is it?
No.
And then we beat Walkden on Old Trafford in 2011, which were great. Just winning everything that year.
Yeah, no, that's some effort. I think it's just to keep it going all year, isn't it? To like not falter at any point, because most teams win summer, and if they're doing well in the league, some teams they relax, don't they, in a cup and be like.
You get into an habit though, don't you? It's definitely an habit winning, and you've got to have a good balance of team which we had. I mean, there were about 5 or 6 of us played football in winter together. You know what I mean? So camaraderie, we were brilliant.
Yeah.
We all went out. We all stayed for a beer. We all went out after.
Yeah.
We went in minibus to Bolton a few times. All of us. It was just a great year. That you can't beat them.
Yeah.
And I hope they get back to winning ways like that. I'm sure they won't be far off.
Haven't they gone back into that first top division?
We're in top division now at 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 League, I think, now, Greenmount, so I've good luck to them. I haven't been down for a bit, but I'll try my best, you know, especially when they're playing Rami. Rami stayed up, didn't they?
Yeah, Rami stayed up,
that's
yeah.
all right then.
Yeah, you've got your one visit there.
Yeah, that's
right.
my old 2 old clubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never played for 3 clubs. Rami, Greenmount, and I pro'd for 2 years at British Aerospace.
Lost Ark.
Lostock.
You're in.
The old ground, you know, where the
I
a
went there.
bit bowler friendly, that Rascal.
Visited what is that one that had the green cabin?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been there once.
It was the
Stayed
one
there
that,
once.
it's the one that's obviously near Bolton's
Training
ground.
Yeah.
And is it
There's houses on it now, I think.
yeah, there's some on it now, but there used to be like a hospital or something or a mental health ward behind it, and you'd have like all fencing at one end was like as if you shouldn't be going anywhere
Yeah,
near
can't
there,
get out,
etc. One of them,
Wow.
like, yeah. If I go over to get that ball, I won't be coming
Well,
back out.
I really enjoyed it there. You know, like, Phil Knowles, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know Norley, we were brilliant lads there. Well, that was my first time I ever got asked to go and play for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought, should I take it? I'll not tell you how much it were. Well, yeah, about 40 quid. You know, to be pro.
Yeah.
I think that was in 1994 or something like that. I can't remember. But I did 2 years because they signed me on again and gave me another tenner. You know what I mean? Though? So, yeah, but it was my first. And at the time, a lot of like amateurs seemed to be going pro in like Darren Foy were pro in at Darcy Lever.
Yeah.
My cousin John Ashworth, he were at Elton, weren't he?
Yep.
Dasher had been pro in somewhere, weren't he? There were loads of like amateurs, Fieldo, who'd have gone to these clubs pro, and so I thought, I'll have a do. Mark Price give Knowles him my name and said, so I had a do. I had a go at it, see what it'd be like. 2 years, and then I went back to Greenmount.
So did you start at Rams? Did you start at Rami?
Yeah, I started at Rami as a kid. When my dad played there a lot, and it were all my dad's mates, and they all played there, and alls and people like that. So I worked my way through. But I started my first ever game in first. David Hucks, Australian David Hucks. Remember him? He was class. You won't.
No, I don't.
No, he bought. Google him. he were pro. He were pro for first time I went into first team dressing room. I was quite old, I think. I was about 17, 16, 17. It's quite old, that, isn't it? Do you think?
Nowadays.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, but I was shit in it. But you know, you learn a lot in them dressing rooms, don't you? As a young kid, you do. I mean, going through third team, second team, first team, especially with some older lads listening to their banter, because all you do as a young kid is sit in corner like that, don't you? For first
I say this, I think it helped me so much playing as 13, playing in a team. It had like my dad, John Chapman, Chappie, Mark Stringer, you know, people like that, Nick Kennedy, and like I say, my first game for Woodbank in the first team, I turned up late from football, Sunday morning football, turned up late. They were like, come on, get your pads on, you're batting at 3. Ran out, they all walked out to field.
What did they?
Honestly,
it definitely.
Well, the way you up, they let you get bedding, don't they? And then they try and bring you out of the shell, basically, don't you? I mean, Eric Mills and Steve Hall and Brian Fielding, Fieldor's dad were hilarious. Like, listen, Mick Everett, people like that, listening to them in the dressing room, and you're like, fucking hell, you'll just learn loads, won't you?
Yeah, it is.
And the sense of humour you learn.
Yeah, definitely. I always say, like, if you act like a kid in those dressing rooms, they'll treat you like a kid, and it's not always the best when we're treated like that. Whereas if you act above your age, they'll get you involved, and you can get involved in the.
It's hard at first off at young guns. It's hard at playing senior cricket when they come from like under 18s or something like that, straight into a man's world. Like it's hard for them. You've got to try and get them. I mean, I'd like to say that I brought a few out, like, but you know, I don't know what I might have mentally disturbed. I don't know. You know what I mean?
So how long were you at Rammy for?
Well, all my life until 1989, I left. I hardly played it. I only did about 2 years in first team or something like that. Not so many, but 3 years or something like that. But they were re-signing Steve Monkhouse from County, and the pro that we're getting in was it Macmillan? You know, the South African.
Brian McMillan.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And they just said basically they'll be opening bowling. You'll be playing in twos really. Yeah. But I've been opening bowling for the league team, you know, like as well, you know, sort of thing. So I thought, all right, we'll see how it goes. And then I could do the football thing as well, you know. So that came through, and I was going to miss anyway. So my dad were then at Greenmount, and he just said, come and play up here. You might as well play up here at first team. Yeah. So that's why I left Rammy, really.
And then Greenmount.
But Greenmount, straight there. After Mark Taylor, unfortunately. 1988, I think they won the league with Mark Taylor. Yeah. And they didn't win it again until 2011 when I was captain. So my dad was captain when they won it in 1988, and they didn't win that league again until I was captain in 2011. So
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I'm quite proud of that, you know. But I wish we'd won the league a lot more. Don't get me wrong, But my dad being captain and me being captain, so.
I think like the Bolton League, like in that period, was like massive. It was so competitive, wasn't it?
It's a hard league. That I mean, it shocked me at first when I left Rammy and went there, because it was, all these natters we're playing against here, you know. But they were good players, and I mean really good players, and I loved it. It was great because I like being competitive. It was fantastic, and they're all my mates now. You know, loads of them are my mates now. We'd battle hard on the pitch, and we'd always have a pint after. Yeah. And slowly you get to know them all, and then you couldn't wait to play them. You know what I mean? That's why I wasn't happy. You know, when the mergers come and all the splits and all that, because all my battles were with them lads. You know what I mean? What you'd learnt over years. Some people say it can get a bit boring, but I loved it. Mate, it was great. Yeah. As long as the standard was there.
Which it always seemed to be, didn't it?
Well, it's towards end. I think there are a few clubs started to struggle, not just in Bolton League, but everywhere. You know, money wise and whatnot. And I think that people were asking for a change, weren't they? And they wanted it to freshen up,
try and reinvent.
Yeah, and the good teams wanted to play against good teams. Yeah. I mean, I remember going to Tongue and they were struggling. You know, it weren't through no fault of their own. Like, you know, the swings and roundabouts. But there used to be a brilliant team and they were struggling, and they were all late for 30. Yeah. The game were over at 3:30, quarter to 4. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No one wants that, do they? No. You know, you want to be competing at a level. I mean, I think they've got back on the game now. You know, Tongue, so good luck to them. But the bottom 3 teams were getting stuffed every week, and it was just like you didn't want to play in that. I don't. It's too easy, isn't it? You want it to be hard.
I think that competitiveness, it's been lost slightly in terms of like the battle hard on the pitch and then have a beer, you know, afterwards. Because if something happens on a pitch, it goes straight on social media now. Everyone's kicking off on social media, and it's just like, whatever happens on there, everyone's there to be competitive and win a game of cricket. If you're not there to win, in my book, then don't bother turning up.
Social media's half and half, isn't it? Some of it's great for your club or whatever, but it can also go the other way as well, can't it?
Yeah,
and I've seen some right knobheads on there chatting away, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is
and
that's me, I'm the
I might have been one of them about 12:30 on a Saturday night.
Yeah, no.
So did you play Greenmount when Matthew Hayden was pro?
Yeah, that was the big Queenslander. Yeah. I mean, we used to take him out. He'd only drink water. I remember taking him out with my mate. He's not here anymore, but he used to stay at our house and all that. But he stayed with the Nevilles, so he was well looked after. Yeah. They all played together, this sort of thing. Gary and Phil played a bit that year as well, but they had to stop because of where they were at United. But Matthew, you knew he was going to be a player. You just knew, and it's great, you know, seeing what they do after they've played for your club. Yeah. I mean, not joking. I mean, Greenmount had some pros who are unbelievable, awesome. The Wars, their brother Dean War. Yeah. You know, we never got the Steve of the thingy, but there was a story with 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗄𝗏, rest his soul. He could have got one of the Wars as pro and one as overseas player. You know.
That's what that'd be. That is so good.
Yeah, and I think they ended up at Edgerton, one of them, and he said no, we don't have them, and went for these other two, and I can't remember who they were, but he always regrets it. He said, "Fucking, I could have had them." You know, there's like little stories like that but some of the pros that Greenmount have had, including Hayden. I mean, I think Hayden got about 1,400 runs or something that season.
It's not bad return, is it?
Yeah, we had
got out to Paul Kent though, didn't he?
Kent's favourite bloke, isn't he, Hayden?
Yeah.
Well done, Kenty lad. I'll give you well done.
I was a kid. I was like,
where was Kenty playing?
At Elton. So I was a scorer, and I'd found these old scorebooks and was looking through to see how my dad had done and everything. I looked at it and went, oh, they played against Greenmount.
What was that? Okay. Is that in like a cup competition?
I think pre-season friendly or something.
I don't know. It might have been like knockout or something.
Yeah. And I was like, oh right, yeah, Kenty. Like, oh, Kenty's got some wicked. Is that Matthew Hayden?
And
I'm watching I'm watching him bat on TV, and I'm like, it can't be. And it was only when I got a little bit older, Kenty had basically told me the story. But every year it comes out on Facebook, like the scorecard, and I'm like, fair play, love that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, that's what it's all about, though, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you get a big name who you've got out. It stays with you for life, doesn't it?
So I got Jack Rudolph out in a 4-day game. That's my biggest scalp. We didn't play spinner and it started spinning sideways. I had to throw down some part-timers, and the lad who was supposed to our like number one spinner at the time was running drinks, and he was just watching the game unfold in front of his head with his head in his hands.
Well, it's great. I mean, I got Viv Richards out.
That's what I felt there.
There you go.
Caught behind. Is that when you were at Rammy or?
That was when I was at Rammy, and it was in semi-final at Cup that were played over about 6 nights or something. You know what I mean?
I've never had to endure this, but I can imagine that was just a pain in the arse.
Well, yeah, it's rubbish. Well, but it says caught behind in book, but Jack Simpson were wicket keeper, and I just drifted onto his legs.
Yeah.
Boom!
Straight up.
Miles top edge, backward square. It went that high that Jack just jogged to it, backward square, and just caught it like that. So in the book, it's caught behind, isn't it?
You've snicked him off, haven't you? Talking about them games that last multiple days, A&T had ex-Pakistani international 𝗘𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗏 one year. Elton played him in a cup semi. I was scorer. Elton had batted first on the Sunday, not made that many. It smashed it down, so they had to go back later in the week. I think I was about 15 years old because I was doing work experience at the time. I was having to go from that to A&T each night, whilst obviously, and it was just throwing it down. Got to the Thursday, 𝗏𝗍𝗀𝗀𝗏's opening up, run out first ball.
Oh.
He ran out first ball. He's literally just pushed it to cover, and this lad who can't field's front stumps down as he slipped. Well done, Bassett. Well done.
I remember a game at Oldham when my dad played that. It was over a couple of nights. I can't remember what it was or it was against, but I remember.
They did the Cross Cup final. The
was
Cross
that
Cup
it?
final.
That might have
They
been
played it.
We're in it, that.
Is it Springview?
Springview.
Yes,
and
I
they went back the
remember
next night to win it. And on the picture, my brother played.
Yeah.
I think
I'm on the picture.
Yeah, instead of my brother because he couldn't make it. My brother,
about 8.
Yeah, my brother couldn't make it back the following night for it. So yeah, so somebody else had to go on the pitch. I think it was you.
We played a final at Little Lever, and it had to be played during the week because it rained at weekend. Anyway, the wicket were great, and it pissed down right at end, so we couldn't finish it. It's to come back. Oh no, we played on the Sunday, the final, on a great wicket, and they got about 200 on it, and it pissed down just before they finished. You know what I mean? So we had to come back during the week, and I think we were all out for about 50 or something. It was stupid.
Oh, we did it. It happened in Oz when I last went. We played the quarter final the week before the last league game, because obviously in Oz it's like you wouldn't come top, but you go into the last 4, so you play 2 semis and a final, and so you could finish 4th and still end up winning the flag, as they call it. And I was doing the ground at our club, and on the last game we battered.
Doing great, you like your dad,
we battered them. Right, we battered this team. I think it was North Baldwin battered. We chased like 240 down for 2 or 3. It was flat as. Anyway, so we were like, we'll play on the same wicket because it's flat. Anyway, on the Monday, the lad who had left to put the covers on didn't put the covers on right. And then Monday it rained all week, so we turned up on the Saturday, the first dry day, and it was just an absolute green top, and it was sticky, and tops went up, and I just saw our captain's head just go.
About pros, any other good pros you played with? Obviously we had Matthew Hayden.
There's loads. Honest, after Matty Hayden, oh no, who was the first one? Have you heard of Jamie Siddons? He was one at best I played with.
I heard that name.
But I didn't play. He went home after an injury. But he was classy. I think he coaches maybe or he's a team manager for one of Aussie
States.
Yeah, statesides or something like that. But he was class. In fact, it was a shame that he couldn't stay because I think he had about 600 runs in about 7 games or something like that. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had to go home. Greenmount always made sure that they got a decent pro.
Yeah.
We always got a decent pro, and maybe in overseas every now and again when it let them.
Yeah,
but
rules keep changing.
as far as like pros who've gone on, like 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃, I heard you mention him not so long ago. He 1,500 runs in season. Yeah. He were class. Yeah. Probably best, and about 80 wickets as well. You know what I mean? So you can't beat that, can you, as a pro?
No, he's got. I reckon his stats are ridiculous in English cricket.
Yeah, he was at Radcliffe before he went to Greenmount.
He was his first club. Yeah, he was at
Radcliffe. Radcliffe
was
his
first
club. Then he went to Greenmount.
Right, yeah, he was.
He'd had 2 ridiculous seasons at Radcliffe, and then went to Greenmount, and then obviously had a host of other clubs.
He had a bloke called 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏 Junior.
Yeah,
and
I remember that name.
He were class, and he's the first person that I've ever seen. You know, they all do it now. I'm sure you do, doing this flicking over your head stuff and all that.
Yeah,
he was the first person I ever, and he said he was going to do it. He said, "I do something very special today, Derek." He said to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, you know what I mean? And we're playing Bradshaw, and I think he got about 120 or something like that, and he. One of them. I've never seen it before. No,
I might have been at that game. I remember watching him at Did he play for Bradshaw? Or did he?
Against Bradshaw for us.
He did.
Did
he have a stint at Bradshaw?
He did,
He sub-pro'd for Elton one season when Elton had an Indian professional called Tush who had to go home for a few months because his dad wasn't well. So we had Dasher, and we had 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏 Junior, and we had somebody else who played for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Bridge called Vandenbeek or something like that. And 𝗍𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Junior had got all these runs over all these years. and he's rocked up to play for him. He got 9 and went none for 120 off 10.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was like,
wow.
Yeah, I think it was like cup semi-final or something on Everton. He went the distance.
Tommy Rodgers did it most recently. He came, didn't he? He got 1,400 runs and 50, 60 odd wickets at Edgeworth, and ended up. I think he did his first sub-pro chop for a little lever, and he got out for 7 reverse sweeping.
Well, what do you think?
4 overs, none for.
I think pros used to come over here and think, "Oh, this is going to be a piece of piss." You know, this is going to be easy. And they get a rude awakening, don't they? Because it's a far better standard than what they think.
I think I completely agree. I think they come over, they play. I think in Melbourne and Sydney especially, and most states now, their grade cricket is very strong, the top grade cricket, and I think they come over and think, it can't be as tough as this, but it's harder in different ways because for batters it's not as flat, and it's a graft and it's competitive. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Is it as competitive as it used to be? I don't know. I don't see it. You lads see it. I don't. In first team, what I've seen.
I think this year in the GMCL has been probably the one. I'm hoping will be one of the most competitive leagues I will have played in recently. But I didn't see much of like when you started playing or when my dad played in like the days of like the Lancashire League. But over the last few years, there's always been 3 or 4 good teams, and you've got your top 4, your middle 4, and your bottom 4. And it's been competitive, but it's not been ultra whereas I think this year in the GMCL is going to be some tough cricket.
I think that we had Ingers on the other week, and we were talking about like some of the pros he faced and played with, etc.
Yeah, outrageous.
And you look at it and you go, it is outrageous how cricket used to be in terms of, and like I obviously saw a lot of Bolton Association as a kid, and didn't think it looked that competitive compared to like when you saw like the Bolton League scorecards and you saw who were playing it. But it seemed to decline and then peak again in like over a period. And I think the Bolton League just didn't have that decline too much.
I think what.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's some decent pros now, but put bum on seats, doesn't it?
Well, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like you had, I know my dad says it all the time. You had a top pro every game, so you just learned that you had to try and be better than them, no matter how that was. You had to try and compete with them. Whereas now you don't see them all the time. So when you turn up against one, I feel like most teams just think we're defeated.
I'll give you for instance, Bolton League played Saturdays. Lancashire League always played Sundays, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, I went watching a game because Alan Donald were playing in it, and it against Haslingden, and I seen Mick Ingham get crusted. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't go to watch Mick Ingham.
Yeah.
I went to watch Alan Donald. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course you would.
And it were packed. The ground was packed, and that's what they brought in, innit? The name pros. That's what they brought. People want to go and watch them.
Test like superstars. It's not just a Test cricket. Alan Donald was a superstar of Test.
Well, like
South African cricket.
There's that much money in game now that they can. I mean, they're playing games, aren't they? While Ashes were on,
There's
aren't they?
3 different tournaments at the minute. You had the Ashes, the T20 in South Africa, the Big Bash itself, the ILT20, which is like the 10 over comp that's going on in Dubai.
I mean, how much money's flying around there? A lot of money in there, so they're not gonna. They don't even in summer. They don't need to come over here anymore.
No,
you get the ones that come over that are hoping and aspiring to have
a career.
It's like, I know obviously I've mentioned A&C just previously with Bazir Khan. The year after they had Suresh Raina. Yeah. And he got, I think, about 1,600 runs and then had to disappear. So, and I think that's the last pro that I saw for ages that was of that ilk that had played up until then.
I mean, they all tend to go home a bit early now if you get one from abroad, don't you, to go the coaching camps or whatever they go on. I mean the guy that they got at Greenmount, he's ridiculous, isn't he? The way he scores.
Well, he's probably one of the best about, isn't he? He's playing in the SA20 now for
He's got to be one of the best about.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 100 off about 12 overs or something, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, how good's that for your team when you're playing with something like that? It's unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah. You're not going to lose many.
No. I think as well, the best thing is players can learn from him as well. Or you hope that they're trying to learn from him or watch him. And I think that was that's one of the, again, keep going back to it, one of the things my dad said is playing against them players or with them, you have to learn from them because you couldn't necessarily watch it all on TV or you couldn't go on YouTube and get up clips and watch them. You just had to watch and play with them and learn to.
We were chatting before about it. You were saying, like before we started, about how everything now you can see everything on video, and how you'd have loved to have been around when.
It'd have been great to look back onto some games that you played years ago. Yeah, but I'd have loved it, but. Nothing now. You can't even find stats.
Yeah. You used to go with that.
Exactly.
You're
Not that I look for them.
You're trying to do your research on your guests, and and you're struggling with it.
Yeah.
It's like you look at it and just I
mean, I've always known how many wickets I've got, but I've never known how many runs I've had.
Why not? Why not? You should have kept tallied you about it.
Tally with them. You probably.
I'd have loved to have been a batter. I'll tell you now, honestly, I loved it. You know, like getting in. I didn't at first. Well, I'll tell you why I didn't, because in my debut season, we played at Aslington again, and Hartley Lane, West Indian, broke my ankle when I was batting, right? It missed the pad. You know the pad down here? It missed it and crushed my ankle. So, and I had to go, and I had my leg in plaster for ages. So that put me right off batting, right? So next time I went in bat, square leg that foot. You know what I mean? It's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've always struggled batting wise. I've always struggled with it, much to the joy of my teammates. Like when I used to go out batting at Greenmount, right? All I could hear were pissing the sides on balcony. And I mean, that for your confidence.
Yeah, I know.
Some horrible people in the world. I open batting and they do that.
That's all I could hear. I could just hear, if I played a shot and missed it or something, like, I could hear them laughing their heads off, at balcony. I remember once I went down wicket and I swung that hard at it that the bat went round and smashed me on helmet, and it rung like a bell.
Just kept ringing, dinging.
Just laughing again on balcony. You know what I mean?
It's entertainment.
Yeah, but it created team spirit.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it, you know what I mean?
I think that's why we play, innit? That's why we play.
Of course it is.
Camaraderie in the dressing room.
there's more to cricket than just going out there and playing the game. I mean, 100% of me, if you lose, don't fucking speak to me for ages, don't speak to me for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I weren't one of them. I hated them players who just used it as a day out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want it as a day out, go and play in thirds.
Yeah.
Something like that. Do you know what I mean? You play in here, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Simple.
I think that's what I completely agree, and I know I've been brought up that way, and I find it hard sometimes when we get beat, and it's like, well, we've been beat, and then like, who wants a pint? I'm like, just give me 10 minutes. Just have a think about what's going on today.
There was one point last season where you lost the game, and I popped my head into say unlucky lads, etc. And he just looked at me. I just went, no, I'm not going to bother. I'll give you half hour.
And the worst bit was we got rolled, didn't we, off about Saddleworth for like 60 odd, and they were bottom of the league. Obviously it was after the 𝗘𝗶𝗀𝗀. They got 180 behind first, and we got rolled for 60. One of their lads had a day out, to be fair, but got rolled for 60, and at 55 for 9. Won't mention names. There are two lads taking pictures of the score, the score on the electric scoreboard, and I lost my head. I just was like, what? I was like, what are you two doing? Like, it's a fucking shambles.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they got both by us in the changing rooms.
I were a bit fierce as a captain, really. I mean, some of them liked it, but some of them didn't, and I used to argue with Phil Eaton all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I didn't give a shit. Yeah. I was a bit like Roy Keane with football, I just said it as it is, and that's it. If you didn't like it, I didn't care. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was as simple as that.
But I think you led, didn't you, by example, because you did what you needed to do.
I just wanted to win, basically. My captaincy skills were pretty poor, really. Yeah. I mean, the lads they used to know that Phil Eaton were going to open bowling, and I was going to open bowling for other, and they even used to say they just went to fielding positions.
Yeah, they knew where they
should. You know what I mean?
But I think that speaks for itself, though.
Yeah, but they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't like it. They said, "Oh, you should." I said, "Look, you can't dog me. We've won everything."
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've led by example. You've taken the wickets. Phil's taken the wickets. I think sometimes too much can be put on captains in terms of tactics and stuff. I always think a captain leads by example, and if that's him scoring runs, taking wickets, or fronting up, and that's how you lead.
You do what you think's best, don't you? Yeah. And they've got to go with it.
Yeah.
I used to say, if you don't like it, you can be captain in another year or two, whatever. And when you're 8, then you can do what you want.
Yeah.
But I used to put people out there, you know, in silly like 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀, he used to, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, just get out there and shut it. You know what I mean?
One of the first things he said to me, years ago was, he went, Stewie, what a player. But don't get it wrong side of him. I was like, I have no intention of playing at Greenmount or going to Greenmount. And then I did end up going to Greenmount for.
Why did you not want to go to Greenmount? What were there any reason?
Because
just because it were like.
No, I was one of them where it was like, as much as I like small grounds, I don't score many runs on small fucking grounds. But also like thinking you're not good enough to play for them, because I was obviously playing association, etc., and thinking what's the difference in standard. But many years ago, I think the chairman of the GMCL, Martin, created a competition with Bury Cricket Development where you'd have like T20s on a Sunday, right? And it would then 3 games, and then it would culminate in a finals day. I think one of the particular finals day, I think we'd played at Bury and won at Bury in that, and we were into finals day and we were at Greenmount. I weren't playing, I was spectating. Elton versus Greenmount in final, this will be great, this will be fantastic, but we're going to get beat off the mighty Bolton League side, etc.
All right.
Yeah, and like, but we're just happy to be here, all this. And Greenmount batted first, can't remember how many they got, and people thinking, oh, it's probably too many. The game goes on, it's getting darker and darker and darker, and these coloured balls have suddenly been going out the ground.
Yeah, disappearing.
Yeah, there's only a few overs left, it's getting a bit close. Somebody comes back with dark red balls.
Dark red cherries.
Who was that, Mr. Stewart? Was that
I only ball with what I'm given with.
Even one of them where all of a sudden, Stewie's got a red ball in his hand, not an orange one.
To be fair, I don't think we played out here. Remember that T20 this year against 𝗬𝗁𝗁?
The one at...
But it was like start of May, and it was 8:30, and it was pitch black. We
Yeah.
had 6 overs left.
It's ridiculous.
He saw it like a beach ball anyway, didn't he? He won the game, didn't you?
Who's that? 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀?
ฎ were in, I remember,
Yeah, a few of them. But
don't let me forget it.
It was just one of them where I remember just going, obviously it was the first time I'd ever seen Stewie bowl.
Yeah.
It was like, and you hear all these things, and it's just like, that's a bit mean. He's coming out with like these dark red balls to bowl like, no, it's pitch black. Oh, we won it. Woo!
I've got a question for you. What was the last game of cricket you played?
The last game of cricket?
One of my sources reckons you won a 6-a-side comp with him in it at 𝗬𝗁𝗁.
Oh, no, we didn't win it.
Oh, did you not
We
win
got knocked out, yeah. I think Fielder were playing it.
Yeah.
Danny Hornby. Fielder's wicket keeper. 𝗊𝗁𝗄𝗃. 𝗊𝗁𝗄𝗃 played in it. Who else?
He'll be disappointed you forgot his name.
Yeah, that.
He was a non-cricketer.
Were they?
Yeah. Martin Hume.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy, mate, he'll be disappointed.
Who did?
Told you he'd forget. We were chatting about this
Sorry,
last
Tommy,
week.
lad, yeah.
So when we
Yeah, Tommy played in it, yeah. Oh, my memory's terrible. You know what? I was a bit worried about coming on here because I can't remember. You know, like I can't remember last week. Never mind.
Yeah.
We don't fact check you like the HMRC of football.
We were chatting about it last week.
Standards. You know, you talk about standards.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I packed in.
Yeah.
Because I was getting slower and slower. You know.
Yeah.
And the standards is getting lower and lower, and I thought I can't do this, and that's why I packed in. So I could have gone on for another few years, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Easy. But I just didn't want to.
Could have developed a spin career or something.
Yeah, but
like
I mean,
that.
do you know what I've been waiting for? Seriously, I've been waiting for a vets league to start. Someone to set a vets league up. There's that many geezers playing now who are past 50.
A Wednesday night league.
Do you know what I mean?
I said this during season, so a few of our seconds and play for, who did they play for this year? Woodley.
Yeah, Hyde have one.
Yeah, because Stringer
The Cheshire League, sorry.
Yeah, Stringer needed a few players for
There's
Woodley.
a few about, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm saying like it would be ridiculous if they did like a GMCL one.
The Cheshire League have one, and they run it brilliantly. They have loads of teams.
I've been waiting for someone. I've mentioned it to people, and it just gets blank. Like, but I mean, you don't have to play every week. You know what I mean? And you don't have to play a lot of overs. But every club's got the ground spare, haven't they, one day?
T20s
every now and
perfect
again.
on a Wednesday night.
We'll have a word with directors at GMCL and we'll see what we can sort. Greenmount had a season, they might, or two, they might.
The thing is, you don't have to play for if you Greenmount. You could play for. There's loads of teams around it. You think of the players that we got here at Woodbank who were playing it in the Woodbank team.
Yeah. I mean, even if they're only six teams, like from different clubs, like you just play every now and again, sort of thing. You don't have to play every week because you don't want to play every week, do you? But I just think it's to be a bit of fun because when you pack in, you miss that team dressing room
the
stuff.
Changing room is the biggest thing. Everyone says it.
And when you get to 50 odd and there's someone's 14, 15, 16, they don't know what planet you're from, do they? They're on a different wavelength, aren't they? When you're talking about bennies and stuff like that you used to go to before game, and you lose the dressing room, as you will, and it gets like not the same. Whereas you used to be all on the same wavelength, you're not anymore. So that's why.
See what we can sort. We'll see if we can put a word in. We'll get him on and we'll ask him on the pod and see what we can do.
I don't know if half the old geezers think the same, but it'd be nice to have just a day out, bit of a laugh, and a few beers after, wouldn't it?
Brett and Dasher and Stringer have been playing obviously for for Woodley this year.
It's definitely a little Greenmount, Phil. Himself.
Yeah, I mean
Kennedy.
No, there'd be loads, wouldn't there? I could get bloody loads playing that, but I mean, then are they playing for England over 50s, Dasher? Is he playing? Is he still playing?
No, he did a bit. He's not played. He
Lancashire.
played Lancs 50s.
Well, they're midweek then, aren't they? See, they're hard to get if you're still working.
They played a game.
They won the national finals this year. He's not sure about it.
They played a game on Prestwich this year, and I were gonna go down and watch, and then I ended up I got busy with work and everything, and was just about to go on school run. I'm on school run, let's see what score were, and it said Steve Hayden's in batting. So I'd found the highlight, the live stream to it, and I predicted exactly what was going to happen.
You know what's going to happen? Even it to me this year, it's left me. Well, it didn't leave me stranded, but I was on 80 odd, and I was like, don't. Just
when did they play? Did they play midweek?
They played some midweek.
I'm sure he's asked me. I'm sure he asked me a bit ago. Yeah.
He's played. I think some of them are. I think some are Wednesdays or some are Sundays. I think. Yeah. There's a mix. I know, like Jason Witt, Wisden's been playing in it, and I think Snelly plays. I think Snelly's captain.
Is he?
Yeah, Snelly's captain of it.
He hit one of the biggest sixes I've ever seen. That's Snell Grove when he was at Bootle.
What a player! What a team that were at the time. I mean, one of them, I think, who were running it, were Corbyn running it. Were Corbyn running that team then? He rung me up and offered me a load of money to go there. Yeah. But I'd have to drive there, and it's not about that for me. You know what I mean? It's the social side of it as well as playing. Yeah. That's why I've only played for 3 teams. You know what I mean? You look at some of them lads who played in Bolton League, and you know when they have your name, and they have your club in brackets, don't they, next to it? Some of them, you know what I mean? Like, massive. Yeah. And it's not about that for me.
That's what I found when I went to Oxton 2 years ago. Was the great club, brilliant club with mint ground, proper Cheshire League cricket club that I'd say, brilliant club. It was just probably too far, and I couldn't enjoy the social aspect. Like I wanted to.
I mean, it depends on the money. You offer a lot more money than what we did, but it's worth it, innit? For depending on how old you are and how much you're getting. Yeah. But for it was a good screw, But I didn't want to travel to Bootle on a Saturday and then come back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, he told me basically it'd be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because they're in that all competitions, T20s, and they're in all competitions, and I just went, no, thanks mate, but no thanks, all right, I'll stay at Greeners.
Yeah, and you've not had a bad career doing that, have you?
Well, it's been all right, it's very enjoyable, love it.
Right, so
wait, before we get on to the last questions,
go on.
How did your football career come about? I did not realise that you were actually classed as a professional footballer. And
2 years ago, luckily, I was. 𝗘𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗍 told you, won't it? There's far better players than me in Bury area, I tell you now. But I used to play for the Waterloo, which is now the Brook pub up there, on a Saturday afternoon, and I used to play for FC Masons, which is now 𝗘𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗍𝗏, is it? Yeah, which is now 𝗘𝗿𝗶𝗀𝗏. They were the two, and I used to play for them on a Sunday morning. The landlord of the FC Masons knew a bloke, a coach at Oldham called 𝗘𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗄𝗀, and he came down watching the game on a Sunday morning, and luckily enough we were playing a cup match against we were in top division, in 3rd division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's what, basically, everyone was taking piss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just got a phone call during the week saying, "You fancy playing for reserves at Oldham?" I went, "Yeah, all right. Who are you? You know what I mean?" And he went, "Yeah." I said, "No," and he told me who we were and all that. He went, "Put a shirt and tie on, and I'll pick you up across from her names," and that were it. And I went, and it was like, I think it were Grimsby, might have been Grimsby Town or where. Wow. I'm thinking it's going to be played on some sort of like fucking proper ground, weren't it, and everything. I thought, my boots were in my plastic bag. I don't normally clean them. I had to clean them, you know what I mean? I don't normally clean them, like we're going sprouting grasses out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's probably the first time I cleaned my boots, and I was straight in first. Reserves. Anyway, I scored, didn't I? I scored on thingy, and then at the time I was working at TNT on nights, so I used to work Monday to Saturday mornings, and I didn't finish work till 8 o'clock Saturday morning. So I used to make cricket, and I used to have 2 hours skip and go play cricket. But I had to work all night, and then he picked me up for training at Oldham at 9 o'clock in the morning. Wow. So I did that for about a few weeks, and then played at reserves. Anyway, every time I played, I kept scoring. Anyway, he just went, "Gaffer wants to see you, Joe Royal," and he just went, "I think there's something there, we'll give you a 2-year contract," sort of thing. Wow. And I'm like, okay, now what's happening here? And that was it, basically. Wow. I couldn't believe it, and now they could all lads neither. Yeah. What about him? What about this? I said, "I don't know." So I just went with it. Anyway, a bit overawing for me. So I was catching buzz there, because I couldn't drive then. I weren't driving then. I'd drive later. And then training, catching buzz home. Looking hard work but like Dennis Irwin's there, and it's weird when you get into that environment. And we were there for 2 years, and it were the best 2 years that Oldham have ever had. We got into Littlewoods Cup final and FA Cup semi-final when I was there. When I went there, they were in 1st division, struggling a bit. As soon as I went, they won everything.
Lads, that's
the
so
Stewie
good.
effect. The Stewie effect.
Everything. Honestly, they did. It were the best 2 years that Oldham have ever had.
Wow.
Ever had. I couldn't get in that first team, no chance. And I just played in reserves. And then they let me go, and I didn't go to I didn't write to any other club or out like that, and I just thought, all right. And ended up going, Joe Rell sent me to 𝗏𝗁𝗏 Victoria. Yeah. And I remember it was pre-season, and I was playing cricket, and I had to go down Saturday morning to do a pre-season training with them. Fucking hell. They run about 10 miles through this forest. Right, rapid and all, some of them lads, I tell you, and I finished about 4th last or something like that. I never went again. That was it. Done. That was it. Yeah, and I just played semi-pro from there, and that was it.
I'll just bowl 25 overs.
Yeah, just 25 overs.
Yeah, but we're drinking like a fish. Joe Rowe said to me, he said, "You'll have to cut them fags out, I went, "Oh, all right then." He did. I was smoking like a trooper.
That's brilliant.
But that's the way it is, isn't it? Yeah. I regret it now. I should have got stuck in, But you think different when you're younger. I tell you do. And it's just stupid. Now I'm like that. What do you do that for? You put your heart and soul into it, and you know what I mean?
Opportunity don't like that.
Like Gary Neville and Phil Neville, head on, roof, heart and soul into it, made it massive, didn't they? Yeah. But I'm not saying that I would have done, but I could have done better. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's life, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Still a great.
That's life.
Class now. Still a brilliant experience, isn't it?
Oh, lads hated me. No, they didn't. They're sound.
Right, so.
That's the way it is.
Best cricketer you've played with?
Best cricketer? What, amateur or pro?
Anyone. You can do pro and amateur if you want.
I've played with some good ones. Amateur-wise, there were a lad who played at Greenmount with Hayden. He was called 𝗚𝗿𝗄𝗏𝗶𝘀𝗀. I don't know if you've heard of him. No. he was on Lord's ground staff with Phil Eaton.
Yeah.
And he got him to come up and play. He ended up throwing a lot round here at thingy. He got, when we played in final, he opened back with Hayden. Hayden got out early on in final, so a brilliant catch. He went on and got 120 in that final, that lad. And he was just class. Jimmy Horrocks, a lad called Jimmy Horrocks as well. He made cricket look easy, don't you remember Jim?
I recognise the name.
He were a character, but he were a good one. I played with loads. Yeah. I mean, I've got to mention that my cousin, Anna, John Ashe. Got to mention him, fearless John.
Tell you what, he did a training session once at Elton, right? And obviously we've all been on Elton. It's massive sideways, isn't it? He did a training session on Tuesday night. We'd all batted, and he went, right, we're going to go and do some catching. So he sent us to edge at square, and he stood at the other end at square. And we're lobbing ball to him, and he's just whacking them up, and they're going over, and he went, I'll find my range in a minute, just take a few steps back. So you know that fence where the lane is?
Yeah.
He was hitting it from edge at practice square, and he was putting them into the houses because he couldn't quite get it right to give us catches. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
He hits it a long way.
Yeah, I've had that natural ability of hitting it a long way.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Well, there's loads, honest. I mean, he, off the top of my head, like 𝗏𝗏𝗃, best in it, he got 150 odd against Wisden at Greenmount, and it'd be like easy. It was just flicking it in Bullfield. I mean, I know you can at Greenmount because it's small, but there's a lot of people come to Greenmount going, look at the size of this, and they all get out. You know, but he got 100. I think it was 150 odd. He got again, just one game on his own. You know, and them are the people that you want in the team who can win games on their own, isn't it? Like they've got now. It's a bit similar. Well, it's not similar. This one they've got now. Win a game on his own, and if he doesn't get any runs, he seems to get wickets.
Yeah, he's bowled quite well, hasn't he?
So yeah, you can't beat that. Pro wise, I'll go Usman me because of his figures for that season. You can only go off that, can't you?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Best you've played against.
Well, I mentioned one of them. He got him out court.
Yeah.
Well,
Snicked him off.
Do you know what? I actually dropped him on 8
Off
in
your bowling?
another game.
Off your bowling?
I think it was either Franklin Stevenson or a lad from Australia called Andrew Zessers. I can't remember which one it were, but I was fielding it mid-off, and it was about that low, and I went for it, and I dropped it.
Oh, no.
But I caught him again on edge at Ramy.
How many was he though?
80 odd.
I thought you were going to tell me 180 something like that.
He's not sunned up, so it's alright. He's not sunned up, so it's all good.
Didn't cost us that much.
Well, it's just nice to say that you've been on the same field as him, isn't it? Really, you know what I mean? That's it. He's not the best I've played against because he didn't do out. He hadn't done out really. But Brad Hodge absolutely smashed me all over the place at 𝗏𝗏𝗃. So
I forgot he played in Bolton League.
150 odd he got, and he was smashing it over houses through cover.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I was like, what do you bowl? You can't bowl. Bowl. Yeah. But I think young Bobby Horrocks was opening bowling with me at the time, and he nicked it in his first over, and didn't give him out.
Wow.
They've come to see him.
Yeah,
they've come to see him, not used to it.
Yeah, they've come to watch him.
But you're unlucky, young Bob. There, you're only young then, Bob as well. Isn't a great wicket. Never mind.
Favourite cricketing memory?
Yeah, it's treble, isn't it?
Yeah.
The treble winning everything. No better than winning everything. You know
Song.
what I mean?
Well, it's like you say when you look back and you go that year and you go, we won everything. We were the team, the best team in the county.
Well, no, it's about my batting though. I mean, I improved my batting. I started getting 50s. I've got a few 50s. I score a 70 odd, which I love, I just love telling all the lads. That's what I love. 2 batting trophies, more 6s.
It's like
more 6s.
You know what it's like listening to it? It's when like Jason Gillespie tells that story about how he got a double 100 in Bangladesh.
Yeah, but I find it funny, right? Because I was shit at batting. Most fastest 50 I got. More 6s. Did I get any more? No, I can't remember getting any more. but I got more than some, you know what I mean? I always go, you're a batter, how many batting trophies have you got? One, have I got two? They hated it anyway.
Excellent.
But I always have a story about batting, and 𝗠𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗶𝘀, you know, you must have known him, he played county not so long ago. 𝗠𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗀, yeah. He was pro at 𝗚𝗿𝗄𝗄𝗃.
Yeah.
And we were struggling. And I went into bat and I smashed 50 not out to win game. And he were bowling and I smashed him all over the place. So 𝗠𝗿𝗶𝘀𝗀's story, and you'll remember that, you Greenmount lads who I played with.
Excellent.
And favourite ground or?
Well, you got to go Old Trafford, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got Liverpool was quite nice. Ram's nice. Ram's nice. And I don't think I've been. Bradshair's picturesque.
Yeah.
But
It's probably got, you're right, Old Trafford.
But my favourite ground for bowling on is Little Lever.
Yeah.
I got 10.
Let's get another mention. We'll
Little
plug this against them. They're loving us.
Yeah.
Well, I always did well at Little Lever.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 I've had. I've had the lot there.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
10th.
You know. Did
Every
you have a couple of them?
No.
Or was it only the one?
I've had 10, 9, 8. I've had 9, 8, 7. I've had the lot. But Little Lever, they hated me coming there because they knew I was going to get wickets, and I knew as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just one of them places.
You have grounds where you go, you just get that feeling that I'm going to do well today.
I just every time I went, I didn't. You start off. It starts off. Well, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden, poof, and that's what I did at Little Lever, and they hated it. What's Nigel Allers' dad called? Oh, bless him, I think he's not here anymore, like, but you should play here, you know, you know, one of them.
Yeah.
But no, Greenmount, sorry. I couldn't leave Greenmount. I couldn't. I was going to do when they swap leagues, you know, into GMCL. I was gonna go then and go and stay in Bolton League, but I thought there were another couple of years in me and I couldn't leave, so I just stayed.
Did you have a season in GMCL?
Yeah, they got relegated first season. We were on a Greenmount who were pushing it to go in there, and now they're not in it. You know what I mean? And, but they got relegated first year, and I went, all right, I'll try and win league, get it back up, and then that's it, I'm finished. And we did. So I didn't celebrate that winning that league. It's nice to, you know, but I don't celebrate that. Second division.
So we celebrated it. You celebrated it.
Runners-ups as well. If I got a runners-up trophy, Bullfield. I don't want that. If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'm taking a lot out of this today, to be fair. My mindset for next year is going to change.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only way to play sport in my book, but that can be a bit hard on some people because not all think like that.
Yeah, they don't, you're right.
There's a lot that don't.
Yeah.
Right, Stewie?
Is that it?
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Bored you to death. Cheers.
You've not bored us. You've not bored us. We've had Ingers on.
Yeah, we have.
Right, do you want to do the like and subscribe again? You got us a few more this week.
Did I? Yeah. Please like and subscribe. It helps us massively.
I'm Chris Murray.
And I'm Harry Hayden.
And this has been the Flat Track Podcast.